Welcome to footballgameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Emery Hunt, the czar of the playbook, and welcome to our 2017 NFL season preview for the Philadelphia Eagles. Now here's a look at what we have on tap for this preview. We will take a look at both sides of the ball in our offensive and defensive overview. We will also give you a reason for optimism as well as a cause for concern. And we will give you a breakout candidate who is an underrated player that'll end up playing a huge role this season. But first, let's take a look at some of the big storylines heading into the season as we get things kicked off in our 4-minute offense. The biggest story for Philadelphia coming into this season is whether or not second-year quarterback Carson Wentz will make the big-time improvements in this game, and that means protecting the football, trusting what he sees deeper down the field, and feeling pressure better in the pocket. The Eagles have made the necessary adjustments around him as far as weapons are concerned. Now it's up to Wentz and to some extent to the coaching staff to maximize the most of number 11's ability in order to move this offense forward. And speaking of some of those adjustments made, all eyes will be on guys like Alshon Jeffrey and Torrey Smith, two veteran wide receivers brought in to help jumpstart an anemic passing game. Jeffrey is a good signing because of his ability as a deep threat, simply because he can go up and win above the rim. Your ability to catch the football makes you a deep threat more so than your ability to be a fast runner. The Eagles also bolstered their backfield with the signing of free agent running back LeGarrette Blount and the drafting of Donnell Pumphrey out of San Diego State, who is the FBS all-time leading rusher. In my opinion, the Eagles have the best defensive line in the NFC East, and you can actually make a case for them having the best one in the NFL. Fletcher Cox was already a stud, and Brandon Graham brings a lot of pressure off the edge. In the offseason, Philly added defensive end Chris Long and grabbed defensive tackle Timmy Jernigan in a trade from the Baltimore Ravens. Not resting on their laurels there, in the draft in the first round, they went with Tennessee volunteer pass rusher Derek Barnett, who in my opinion is a more complete defensive end than number 1 overall pick Myles Garrett. So when you look at this unit on defense and toss in valuable reserves like Bo Allen and Vinny Curry, you can see why many are excited about this defensive line in 2017. Another area that will garner a lot of attention this season will be the much maligned secondary. The Eagles are strong at safety, but were questionable at the cornerback position last season. They addressed these issues in the NFL draft with some terrific selections in Rasul Douglas out of West Virginia and Sidney Jones, the cornerback out of Washington. They let go Leotis McKelvin and Nolan Carroll in the offseason, and the hope is that it's addition by subtraction on the back end. Now, the Eagles secondary could also be a direct beneficiary of increased pressure from the defensive line, which makes any secondary markedly better. Right now, everyone's record is at 0-0, and every fan is excited about the 2017 season, and every coach feels as though that this year's team has the right mix of everything to push them over the top. Well, here's why you should be optimistic about the 2017 season. One of the biggest reasons for optimism, in my opinion, is the beefed up running game for the Philadelphia Eagles. I like the fact that they went out and added quality players in the backfield, which strengthens the unit as a whole. The best friend to a quarterback is a running game that can take pressure off of the passing game, and adding LeGarrette Blount and Donnell Pumphrey to go along with Darren Sproles, Wendell Smallwood, and for now, Ryan Matthews is arguably the strongest backfield in the division. You also have to be optimistic about the tight end position. I don't think the Eagles get enough credit for how talented they are at this position with Zach Ertz, Brent Selleck, and Trey Burton. Those guys do a great job of providing enough versatility and flexibility to cause defenses fits each and every Sunday. Also keep an eye on undrafted rookie free agent Billy Brown out of Division II Shepherd University. A big-bodied wide receiver in college, he was a star at the East-West Shrine game and provides a lot of the same matchup problems that Ertz does, and gives Carson Wentz yet another weapon to work with. And the optimism around the defense is definitely warranted in 2017. This will be a top 5 defense in the league, in my opinion. The defensive line is outstanding, and because of that, the second and third levels will benefit tremendously. They were really good last year and got even better in the offseason. A cause for concern would be if the play on the outside at corner sort of stagnates or doesn't improve this upcoming season. Teams were able to attack Philly vertically down the field last year, and it cost them some ball games. Another concern would be if Carson Wentz doesn't have the progress that many are expecting to see from him. There's no doubt in the fact that he has put in the offseason work to improve his game, but you have to wait until the bullets are flying for real to really gauge that improvement. Ball security is of the utmost importance and the biggest area where he has to get better. If that happens, they'll be just fine. If it doesn't, they'll be inconsistent offensively. Every year there's a player on the team that enters the season on the bubble. Maybe he's buried on the depth chart or he's an afterthought, but they end up playing a big role on the team by the season's end. So without further ado, here's my pick for the offensive and defensive breakout candidate. I think Nelson Agholor is primed for a breakout season. I know Eagles fans blamed every problem in the city on this young man, and you can tell he lost his confidence in this game last season. According to Teron Davenport, our analyst who covers the Eagles on a daily basis, Agholor has looked 10 times better this offseason and seems to have regained his confidence. That can only be a good thing for him and the Eagles passing game. And keep an eye on linebacker Steven Daniels. He's a virtual unknown to many people, but he is one outstanding linebacker that is exactly what you want in a Mike backer. Coming out of Boston College, he was a very good prospect. He landed with the Redskins but got injured as a rookie and was put on IR last season. Now the Eagles signed him to a 3-year deal, which means they have a little bit of investment in him, and the way he plays the run could yield itself a lot of playing time. He's a really good football player. All right, it's prediction time. So here's how I think the 2017 season will play out. The road to the Super Bowl for the Philadelphia Eagles goes as follows. Number one, the passing game has to balance out the offense. Again, in this day and age of the NFL, you don't have to be 50-50, but if you're going to be 60-40, that 60 passing has to be able to execute at a high level. And last year, their passing game was limited. It was a short passing game. It didn't allow them to attack deep down the field, and they have to be able to do that in conjunction with their running game. If they're able to have that balanced run of football, this could be a dangerous football team. And offensively, they have to excel situationally. That's where Carson Wentz struggled last season. Third down offense, backed up offense inside the red zone. He has to play better there. They have to play better as a whole situationally if they want to be successful, and the defense just has to become dominant. Last year, the Eagles were very strong on defense and special teams, which allowed their offense to get a lot more possessions in which they weren't able to capitalize on. But if this defense is going to become dominant like I expect it to be, I think this will be a top 5 defense. The Eagles have more than enough talent on this roster to get to Minneapolis. I have the Eagles finishing 3rd in the NFC East. This is going to be a tough division. I think they're going to have a winning record, but I think they won't have enough to where they can make the playoffs. Again, the passing game will make small improvements, but I don't think it will be enough to where they can overtake the Giants or the Cowboys in the NFC East. So that's a wrap for this video. Be sure to follow me on all of my social media accounts as you see listed. And if you want to check out our NFL season previews, as you already should, visit our website at footballgameplan.com/2017 NFL previews. And finally, don't forget to subscribe on iTunes to Football Game Plan Podcast, where you can find all of our NFL shows like the Football Cypher, where we go more in depth with the 2017 Philadelphia Eagles, and we also break down some more of the burning questions heading into the season. You can find that podcast on iTunes and also on our website, footballgameplan.com/podcast, and all of our other podcasts on our SoundCloud page as well at soundcloud.com/FBGP podcast.